Hi, beautiful Gemini. Welcome to a new era. My name's Emma. Gemini, this is your monthly read for December. We're going to start with an overall energy and then go use a couple of decks and then go deeper and deeper into the message. And at the end, we're going to have Archangel Michael come out and give you some extra advice. I just want to start to say thank you so much for all your subscribes and likes and comments. It really has helped me a lot. And if you're new here, thank you so much for being here. Please continue to give it a thumbs up if you like the videos and subscribe to the channel if you like. It really helps me a lot. Okay, Gemini, what do we have for the month of December? And when I'm recording this, it's the full moon. Is it in Gemini even? I don't know that, so please look that up. So yeah, there's a lot of energies going on that has come to the planet recently. If you feel a little bit crazy, probably not. It's just things clearing out from your body, things changing, and it will settle in, it will calm down. And like I said, I'm recording it on the full moon, so like there's a lot of energies that's going to have an impact on this reading. We're coming to the end of 2023, which is crazy. What do we have for Gemini, please? There you go. Children, know that your children are protected, but obviously not every single Gemini, this is going to be for children. So this can also be for your own inner child. The first thing that I'm getting around this is like the feeling of safety and protection. Like know that your children are protected, but like for your own safety. Like coming out of your shell, or like visit old wounds, or like these surges of the energy that's coming to the planet right now. It's really sort of inspiring / challenging you to like really just bring stuff up to the surface. Just doesn't match your energy anymore. And that can be a little bit challenging. It can be a little bit scary to look at those things, to look at those wounds. But it's like so good in the end. We're going to get just more cards overall here to see what's going on here for the month of December. Like a lot of healing taking place. There can be healing of relationships, old wounds in the sense that like there might have been like a little bit of I don't even know, it's not a huge conflict. It's not like a big drama, but it can be like a little ripple, a little wrinkle. There's something that's like a little bit off in the energy between you and another person, between you and other people, that like wants to heal. So we want to transcend it, transform it. Okay, what else here for Gemini, please? There you go. There you go. Oh my goodness. It's like, it's starting slow, but then it's like really shooting out there. Okay, 3 of Raphael. Reasons to celebrate a community of friends. 3 of Raphael. Mermaid energy there. We have the Star card. Wow. The Star, dreams coming true. It's also about healing. This card is also about healing. So we have the healing coming up a couple of times here now. We have 2 of Michael. 2 of Michael. Like it's time to make a decision about something. And then 10 of Gabriel. 10 of Gabriel. So you might just feel like have a little weight on your shoulders, that you're taking on maybe a little bit too much. Like it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for guidance. Okay, a couple more cards here, please, for Gemini. First card out. Just looking at the images here. Wow, spiritual union. A spiritual union. So there's a strong connection taking place in the month of December. Might even be that there has been a fallout with someone and that person is actually coming back in and you're mending whatever has been going on. Like the fallout was only supposed to be for a while and then you're coming back together. It's not going to be for everyone, but for someone there's going to be like a significant relationship that either has been like you've been already with them, whether that is a true friendship, like a soulmate, but they turn up to be like in the form or their shape of a friendship, or this is a romantic partner, like you would have considered them to be your ex, or you've been considering them to be whether it's a recent ex or it's just you already know this person and there's been a breakup or there's been a falling out, which means you haven't really ended on good terms, and like it's like coming back together. This can also be that like we're coming back together with a person that you haven't physically met just yet in this lifetime, but there's like so much instantaneously when you meet them. It's like, I know you, I see you there, like where have you been? Like we decided that we're gonna meet up on this planet, where have you been? So like there's an instant recognition. That is for the month of December. Okay. I feel like one or two more cards and then we're going to get into the message. One. Partnerships and alliances. Wow. That's a big one. It's a big one for you in the month of December. There's a coming back together. You might want to see this. I did show this, right? Spiritual union and partnerships and alliances. That's like a big one for you in December. Like you really are coming back together. We're coming back together with someone. Like I said, whether that is like with a person you've already met physically, or whether that is a person from previous lifetimes. Like there's a recognition here. You spark something in each other. Okay, so we have the typical Gemini. There's a lot of things going on. I'm just gonna drink out of my new cup. It's called Dumbo, like the elephant with the big ear. I love this cup. Okay, so yeah, I feel that there's like a wounding, whether this is attached to this relationship situation. I don't feel necessarily that it has to be. It just feels like because of this time, because of this influence of all these energies coming to the planet, there's a cleansing. It's almost like a clearing out or like a purification going on of everyone's body right now. And if you sort of want to be a part of this lift off, this takeoff to the higher realms, to higher energies, it's a choice. It's really, really difficult if the choice is no, I don't want to go, because then it's going to be like just one big struggle after the other. But rather to just surrender and let you be taken where you're supposed to go right now, and to release certain things from your body, release the resistance that's been going on, or maybe even hidden truths that is like coming to the surface. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that it's all bad. Sometimes it can be scary because it's like comes from a dark place. You don't recognize it. Like it feels like yucky to even think about it. That you don't really want to visit with it. But sometimes that's just the biggest blessing, to just go into that darkness and just sit with it and just see what comes up. And usually it just transforms really easily once you sort of just surrender to the situation. And I just feel like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be all bad. It can be that like it's just really lighting you up at this time. Like it's really sparking things in you. If one thing, it can make you feel a little bit confused, like what direction to go in, what to do, because it's like not like there's so many like new feelings and new thoughts and new opportunities, really elevated energy that makes the body go a little bit like, I don't know who I am, because we haven't been here before. So it can be a little bit overwhelming and a little bit confusing, like, who am I? But that's going to settle in, like, that's going to sort of calm down. And this card is telling you, like, it's all good. You're safe, you're sound, you're secure. And if this is about your children as well, like, they're going through some hardships as well, or they're going through some transition, to just know that your kids are fine. They're just fine, whether they're really young or really old, like grown-up children in your life. They're also taken care of, like, they're protected. But like the tiger talks about strength. You're tapping into your strength right now, Gemini. It might even be a strength that you never knew you had. Like, that's the beauty of what you find when you're brave enough to go into the darkness of stuff, you know? Yeah. I thought about a story, but I'm sorry for doing that. Like, you should never say A and not B. Okay. And then we have 3 of Raphael. So I just realized Raphael is all about healing as well. And we have the star card that talks about hope and healing. So there's a lot of mending. There's a lot of healing going on in your body. There's a lot of opportunity to heal certain things with other people. So if there's an opportunity that arises, like, for you to be able to talk to someone, for you to mend something with someone, I'd jump on that opportunity, because it's like the stars are aligning for you to like really come back together with someone. It doesn't mean that necessarily this is a person. If you're like, oh, I don't want to engage in that person again. Like, I don't want to get back together with them again. If this is just a mending, like, it doesn't necessarily have to be that okay, we're fixing things, we're mending things with, like, an ex. There's been a fallout, and because we're mending it, you're gonna, like, come back together, as in starting up being a couple again. That doesn't necessarily have to be that. It depends on where you're at on your journey. It depends on what you want, Gemini. What I see is just the mending. It's like the opportunity for the healing, because it's not healthy to walk around with, like, a still open wound, or still, like, a feeling of like this is not healed, and there's a resistance there going on in your body because you haven't dealt with it. And so it's an opportunity for you to really, like, take this month and really heal certain things. Like, that opportunity, I don't feel like you have to go look for it. It's sort of just naturally gonna, like, come up to the surface. And 3 of Raphael is like, it's a celebration. It's a moment to really acknowledge how far you've come, like how much work you've done, and how much you have probably, like, fought your way through, in the sense that you really want relationships to be all good and healthy and healed and balanced. And maybe not everyone has been on board with that wanting or wish. And it's like, you might feel like you've sometimes have been the only one wanting to mend things, the only one wanting to heal things, the only one wanting to look at yourself. Maybe you've been the person who's like, let's go and talk to a therapist, and the other person is like, let's not. What would I say to them ever? Or just on a self-discovery path where you're the more curious one, or the more, like, not so afraid one to really dive deep, as the other people have not been. But now it feels like they're coming back around. Things are really starting to look up for you. You're mending things. Relationships come back together, and it's like, it's a real celebration. It's like, it's a moment. It's an important time for you to, like, recognize how far you've come and how much you've healed. Because sometimes I think we're just sort of, we don't even understand how much. Like, if I look at my own life, sometimes I'm like, like, it's a wonder that you're standing up even, and, like, to just even, like, okay, so that happened, and we're still here, and we're still, and it's like, sometimes just, and Gemini, you always have so many things going on at once. That's in your nature. That's Gemini's nature. But still, like, every once in a while, for the love of yourself, like, tap yourself on the, like, just thank you, you did a good job. I see you there. I'm proud of you. Like, take a moment, pause, and just look at what you've done. We also have announcements. I'm drawn to that. Happy announcements regarding relationships or children. So obviously, it's happy announcements regarding relationships. Like, it's a happy time. Like, you're seeing things coming back together. People are coming back together. Like, if there's been a conflict and you have been sort of the third party in that situation, like trying to be the mediator between people, you're seeing that they're finally solving things. And you know, I just have to, okay. So what I'm getting with this is that, okay, so because it looks good, because it's time to celebrate, because people are coming back together, sometimes the solving, because the coming back together is obviously coming back together, which means people come together. But sometimes when there's a solution to a situation, a solving of a problem or a conflict, the mending is like, okay, we've mended this situation, we mended this problem, this conflict, whatever, this falling out. But the result is we go completely our separate ways. It's like you've been attached sometimes. I'm not saying this is the case for everyone. You have to feel which one this is for you. So it's a general read. So like whether that is like we're mending things for you to come back together, or we're mending things so that we can completely let go. Because sometimes you have like a trauma bond with someone. Like those things are really common, that we're drawn to other people because we're solving the same traumas inside of yourself. So you're drawn to another person that is solving the same thing. And so you're bonding over the trauma itself, maybe rather than love, if that makes sense. And then when we go our separate ways, it's like the trauma and the wound that we haven't solved is still the thing that connects us together. So you've let go, or you're trying to let go of that person, and you've let go of them physically. But until the wound is sort of healed, there's not going to be a full separation. And I just find that whoever you've connected with, you're always going to be connected with them forever and ever. So you might as well just have it be a healed connection. It doesn't necessarily mean you want to get back together with that person. I hope this makes sense. So there's a big celebration in like what you've done, like what you've accomplished. The Star card is like you're starting to see things looking up. Like there's big healing here. I just feel for the entire month of December, it's just a big healing month for you. It's almost like a healing month and a preparation for what's to come. Like you're doing, like, okay, what the heck? I'm doing the job. It's like, I'm not saying this is the case. I'm just sort of using it as a analogy. Like, it's like you, all the way up until November, you're like a little bit fighting it and resisting it. And even though you have been the bigger person, the diving deeper person, the curiosity person of like moving forward, it's almost like December is like, what the heck? I might as well just be completely healed. I might as well just dive deep into whatever needs to be resolved right now. Like just letting go. There's a surrendering here, and like allow yourself to have that wound just close, and to just mend the things with the relationships. Okay? So we have dreams come true here as well. Like this is all about believing in yourself. And this is like when you're like I said, things are starting to look up. It's not as heavy anymore. The power number of 17 there as well could represent money. It could represent 17 is the eternal number. It's the foreverness of something. Like you're coming into the flow of more of a feeling of, instead of being in a feeling of scarcity or like lackfulness, like it's not enough. 17 is all about, oh, sweet person, it never ends. And I don't mean like, oh my God, the drama never ends. I mean, in the sense that, okay, I don't have to be scared it's not going to be enough. I don't have to be scared it's not enough time. I don't have to be scared. Like there's a eternalness here. It's a immortal energy going on around you. So dreams are starting to come in because you're healing something very... It's something in your body, a wound in your body for whenever that was, you're healing it. And it's happening all by itself. And as a result, you're going to start to see things slowly but surely, like really start to come in your life. I have 2 of Michael. That is like, I see again that these are like people coming back together where there's been a fallout, where there's been conflict, where there's been a misunderstanding even. There's a resolving. We're resolving this. 2 is balance, and 2 can also represent, and we have another 2 here. We have 2 2s and 2 3s. So it's a really beautiful process going on, and a lot of synchronicity probably as well. And I see this like as a coming back together, as a mending between people. And this is also like, sometimes if you're put in a situation where it's like, okay, do I want to mend this or do I not want to mend this? If you're in a situation like, do I want to take this person back or do I not? That back and forth itself is really draining. Like, well, I'm just gonna not bother anymore. And then you're like, or should I? Like, it's like that back and forth can drive a person nuts. That energy, that like roller coaster energy, can be more draining than just making a decision. Like, I am in, I'm gonna solve this, I'm gonna be all for mending this situation, or I am out, I am done, I'm leaving this. That is a better, because even though it might be like, well, what if I make the wrong decision? It's about, if you're that clear in the energy, more clarity will start to show up. So I don't want to say now that anyone is going to make the wrong decision. I just want to say you'll find out very, very quickly whether you moved in the wrong or right direction for yourself. But if you never make a clear decision, you'll never know. It's just going to be a constant back and forth, because the law of attraction is going to give you more reasons to feel, well, maybe I am in. No, I'm not. Like, that's just going to continue. So if you just, okay, what feels the best to me right now? Do I want to mend this or do I not? Like, do it or do not do it. There's no in between here. It can't be half pregnant. So it's like either you're pregnant or you're not. Just decide. And when you make that decision, it's gonna get so clear to you what you really need to do. So if you go like, oh, well then I'm making this decision to like be fully 100% out. And then you are one day with the clear energy of I'm out, which then might bring you a clear knowledge, clear answer, clear epiphany that no, I want to be in. But you might have to make that decision, and you're not going to lose anything. The moment is not going to pass you by. Like, once you do this, there's no going back. There's always going back. It might not feel that way, but it is. Okay. And then we have 10 of Gabriel, which is when you've put a little bit too much on yourself. Like, there's too much on Gemini's plate. Even Gemini can have too much on their plate. Go figure. But like, you can. And this can also be a situation where the reason why you have too much is because you don't take the time to listen to yourself and what you truly need. There's a constant pleasing of others. It's like and you might be a little bit of a people pleaser to begin with. Like, you just want other people to be happy. The mediator, the Gemini, that just, if everyone gets along, like, it really bothers you if people don't get along. Like, you might not really realize it when people get along, like how much you're thriving in that. But the moment that people don't get along, even you watching them not get along, and Jesus Christ, when you're not getting along with them, that really, like, it really, really bothers you. It might not be so much about like being afraid of conflict as it is, you just want the energy to be nice. You just want balance in the energy, which causes you to people please. It causes you to maybe sometimes do a lot of things for other people that you actually didn't really want to do, just to keep the calm and the cool in the group, in the family dynamic, in the friendship dynamic, in the job related situation. Like, whatever this is for you, it's like, as long as you just keep it together, compromising yourself, we're all good. But at the end, it's going to be too much to carry because it's not authentic. It's not coming from this is what I want. So there's a little bit of taking on too much and thinking that you need to, it's like Gemini wants to change the world, and on top of that, you need to do it alone. And if you're not supposed to do it alone, you have to sort of fight to get the people with you to change the world. And that's just not true. So when you start to follow what feels like a truthful path to you and not people please other people, people please other people, people please other animals, you're going to feel so much better. And it's going to feel like a weight is going to be lifted off of you. This whole thing is almost like a two-part story here. It's like a two-part reading. Because once you're through all of this, the mending, the healing, the purging, the purification of yourself, like going through all of these changes, like on the other side of this, there's like a huge, we have a spiritual union and we have partnerships and alliances, which is like basically saying the same thing twice. So there's a big coming back together. This can even be like, first you're coming back together with yourself. Like there's a true alignment with your own source. And once you have healed and mended and all of that, like you're just naturally bringing people together. You're bringing the people you need in your life into your life. And it's a beautiful, beautiful union. And it's coming from a very heartfelt, healed place. So it's very healthy. It's very uplifting and inspirational. It's just really, really gorgeous. Like-minded people thinking it's not a struggle to talk to them because they just from the beginning really, really understand what you're talking about because they know your language, your spiritual language. And then we have partnerships and alliances which is the same thing. Coming together is a 2 and a 3 year again. So it's like it is a process still. Like you're undergoing this shift right now. And if you just sort of just continue to stay true to yourself, there's going to be such beautiful connections made. And it seems to be even starting in the month of December. If it hasn't started in the month of December, just don't feel discouraged because there is a big cleansing, mending, healing situation going on for you. So if this is like coming towards the end of December, or even in the beginning of January of 2024, where's my change? Like, where's my spiritual alliances and all of that? It's coming. Just give yourself time. Okay? And we're going to end this reading with Archangel Michael and what he wants to add to the situation for you, Gemini. Your home is protected. So there's the protection again. So whatever feeling this is that you're carrying right now, are you feeling like you're a little bit unsafe, or do you feel like there's people being intrusive in your life, or like you're whatever you think, or if you're thinking about going deep into your own shadow or deep into your woundings, or like really looking into yourself, and that feels a little bit scary, like know that you're protected, know that you're fine. The light is like the higher light is what's emanating from you. So you're not attracting anything bad right now. And going deep and going dark doesn't mean you're all of a sudden drawing negative things to you. You're still sort of on a light vibrational place, if that makes sense. If there feels like there's an intrusion right now, or feels like you're quite vulnerable or something like that, know that you are protected by your angels. This is what's coming out. Your home is protected by your angels. And the prayer to this card is, Archangel Michael, thank you for watching over my home and its inhabitants. I ask that you post guardian angels at each window and door, ensuring its security. Thank you for guiding my finances so that I can easily afford to pay rent, mortgage, or taxes. So I got a money feeling with the 17 there before, the star card, that you might even be healing a wound of lackfulness when it comes to finances, or lackfulness when it comes to money. Like that's being healed now. And it might feel a little bit scary, like, wow, you're really stepping away from the lackful feeling around money and you're stepping into like prosperity and abundance. And that's what you're being guided into. You're like, you are protected, Gemini. You're good. It all is okay. All is, and it's just going to keep getting better. Okay, that's what I have for the month of December. Children, they are protected and so are you. 3 of Raphael, there's more healing there, but it's time to celebrate how much of a job you've done with yourself. You have the Star card, which means dreams are becoming a reality. Dreams are starting to look up for you, Gemini. We're mending and healing all these things so that your dreams are starting to come in. Like you're starting to get more opportunities, finances, like things are coming in. Without you even asking, it's coming in. We have the decision making, like make a choice. Like, are you in or are you out? Do you want to mend this? Do you or not? Like, just make a decision. In those situations where it feels like there's a decision to be made, make one. Line up with one and see what happens. The back and forth is what's bothering the energy and bothering you to move forward. You don't have to carry all this on your own. Like you can lighten the load by asking other people or asking your guides for help. This is also about people pleasing, so blaze your own trail your own blaze. Make your own path. Like, it's okay if other people don't walk your path. And the more you stay true to that, the more you're going to end up and partnering up with like-minded people like you, like-minded people like you, like-minded people with you. Like, they're going to think the same things. It's going to be an easier path, an easier relationship, because they're sort of coming from the same place. But if you continue to people please, if you continue to sort of compromise yourself, you're going to continue to attract people that just not on the same page as you are. So we have partnerships and alliances showing up there again. Like, you will make those connections after this mending and healing, and know that your home is protected. Your finances are protected. You're good. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. Please continue to subscribe and like. It really helps me a lot. Take care, guys.